But there was nothing there. The filmy tendrils had disappeared completely. I couldn't even hear Frankie or the dog anymore. It was as if I'd entered another realm. I stood in a narrow hallway, the long stretch of wall broken apart by 3 solid doors. Light glowed from the one on the far right end, and I knew without asking that we would find our ghost there. I hurried the opposite way to the far left door. Maybe I'd find the money in here, and then I could sneak down and somehow get past the ghost on the first floor and get away from this house. The door handle felt like a block of ice as I gripped it and turned. I pushed the door but didn't budge. It was locked, no doubt by something otherworldly and terrifying. But I wasn't going to dwell on that. I simply drew my hand back, wiped it on my dress, and kept my eyes peeled for any hidden compartments as I moved to the door in the middle of the hallway. Glancing at the glow coming from the door not taken, I steeled myself and reached for the knob in front of me. The chill of it radiated up my arm. It refused to even turn. Okay, I said to myself shakily, knowing I need to keep quiet, but at the same time needing to remind myself that I was real, I was here, and no doubt whatever haunted this place knew that already. I was out of options except the glowing door at the end of the stairs. I didn't even want to think about what lay in wait near the exit if I chose to flee. But really, where would that get me at this point? I already gone through so much, and I couldn't give up now. Not when I could be, so close. The flashlight beam shook along with my hand, sending stark flickering shadows over the wall. Now or never. Sweat soaked my skin despite the chill in the air. The house went eerily still as I approached the third door. As I reached for the knob, it began to turn on its own. I fought the urge to yank my hand back. Instead, I pushed the door open, shivering at the dank room that greeted me. It glowed with a silver light. I saw no bed, no dresser, only a ghostly chair in the very center, with a perfectly formed hangman's noose stretched out above it. I folded my arms over my chest and shuddered when I saw that my skin shimmered with silver light, as if I'd somehow gotten caught up in the illusion. I jumped in shock as the chair clattered across the floor. The rope of the noose creaked, and I gasped in horror at the sudden appearance of a young woman, her neck in the noose hanging. The door behind me slammed closed. I ran for it, yanked at it, but it wouldn't open. The knob wouldn't even twist. I fought with it until I wrenched my wrist, and tears ran down my face, and I sobbed and I begged, and "You," the ghostly woman uttered, nearly scaring me of what was left of my sanity. I refused to look. "Frankie," I called. I begged, fighting with the door. "Frankie, get up here." No response. "Frankie!" Nothing. I turned to face the ghost of the woman. She wore her long hair in a thick braid down her back, baring her neck, which lay crooked in the hangman's noose. Her chin tilted down, her head lolling so I couldn't see her face, which was perfectly fine with me. She wore an old-fashioned nightgown in ghostly flowing white. Her skin shone translucent, but her neck was raw and torn where the rope cut into it. She raised her head and stared at me. She had been in her late teens when she died, and she was beautiful, if you didn't count her quivering chin and haggard expression. The shadows under her cheekbones deepened. Her eyes shrank back into their sockets. She snarled. Her entire face drew back into a skeletal sneer. She let out a deep guttural moan. "Get